Welcome. You're listening to For the Love of Real Estate, a podcast with Jeffrey Dusan and Adam Stahura.
All right, well, it's For the Love of Real Estate with Jeffrey and Adam, and we're starting today. Coming back on leads is our theme.
Yeah.
We talked about getting leads, where to get them, what to pay for them. Mm-hmm. We talked about lead conversion.
Yeah, getting to an appointment.
And we went too long, so now we're talking about lead follow-up in a whole different episode.
Yes, lead follow-up.
You can do this without technology.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Right? I mean,
There's
you
not
can
really
have
a lot of technology you need.
You get 2 index card boxes, treat one like a Rolodex and one like a follow-up system.
Yeah.
You can do it.
Yeah.
You can do it that way.
Oh, and I've done it that way. I know when I was working in multifamily properties, we had people that were talking to them, figuring out when they wanted to move in. We'd fill out all their information in a contact card, and I'd put it in a folder. And I had 12 hanging folders, one for each month. And so I knew if they were going to be moving in September, then I would actually put it in the follow-up the month before.
For August.
So then that way I knew, okay, in August I've got to follow up with them and see what's going on. If it moved, the file physically moved.
Their
to the
card
next one.
moved in the, right.
Yeah,
In the
so then I
folder.
can just grab that stack for that month and then work through it and then put them where they needed to go. Same with renewals, same with, anything I did, it was all on paper, all right there.
Now we put our leads on the line.
Yeah.
On the line, and we get help from a CRM. And, the easiest CRM I think there is to use is Command.
Yeah.
Which really makes my life a lot easier.
I think so it's definitely been the easiest one that I've used. I've used a lot of different ones. I don't know if I can actually name them, but I've used Real Geeks, I've used Boomtown, I've used Commissions Inc., I've used DeltaNet, I've used Excel spreadsheets, I've used
Act.
Oh yes, I have used Act. I've used that one. I've used Salesforce.
All of them
they have a lot of
they all have their flaws.
Yeah. This one has been the easiest, but really what I think is the
top producer.
Best, yeah, that one was the tough one to use. The best CRM is the CRM that you use. So even if you have Command like we do, and it is a great platform, if you don't use it, then there's no point.
Right.
So the best one is the one that you use.
So what should you look for in a CRM? Well, you should look for something that makes lead follow-up really easy.
Yeah.
And we're going to go through a really easy lead follow-up system that Adam uses and preaches. So tell us about that. So you've got leads. How do we make sure that we're giving the right amount of attention to somebody that is looking to buy a $5 million home in the next month and might want to rent an apartment in the next 3 years?
Yeah. All of them
all
are
in the same system.
Yeah, they're all going to be treated the same. And the way that...
Are they treated the same?
I've the same level of respect and care and...
There you go.
Fiduciary responsibilities. But the way that I look at it is the story that I tell, when I bought a new car and had it delivered, and I was like, oh, this is super cool. And I just love looking at cars. And so had my brand new car and was driving down the street and saw that similar one. Mine was better, of course.
Naturally.
But I drove into the lot and I was like, oh, let me check this out and, say hi. And of course, somebody came out. Oh, hey, you looking at cars? I'm like, no, I actually just bought this one. I just saw that one and wanted to compare and contrast. Well, then he took that as I'm in the market and followed up with me through text, through email, through Facebook, followed me on Facebook and sent me messages on there and called me essentially every day. And I had to let him know that, dude, no, I literally just bought this car. Give me a minute to drive around New Orleans and have it totaled. And then, I'll come back. But he'd already ruined the relationship because he was pushing so hard.
Right.
That's where I look at it from real estate leads is a lot of agents will do that same thing. Like we talked about last week in open houses. They're like, you wrote your name down, so that's permission for me to hound you every day for the next 7 years until you buy something.
And it's not.
No. So instead what I do is I look at them from a standpoint of A, B, C, or hot nurture watch, or whatever category you want to name it as. So in the A category, those are people who are looking to buy or sell or invest in the next 30 days. They're going to need a little bit more attention.
Right.
So
this is the list I should work every day.
Yeah. Every day, calling, making sure I'm talking to them about once a week, getting them to the next level, getting them to that appointment, getting them on showings. B category is Those are folks who are going to be kind of like in the next. It's more than 30 days, probably closer to like 3 to 6 months, kind of in that range. And those folks I'll talk to about once every other week.
Okay.
Like I'm still looking at it every day, and I'm still setting my follow-ups, but I'm not hounding them every week. I'll give them a break in between, kind of slowly nurturing the lead until they become an A. When they become an A, then they're going to get more attention. And then my C category is really bigger. It's more of like, 90 days
Cultivation.
or 6 days, 6 months to like the next 12 months, right around there.
Yeah.
And those are folks who either one have told me, yes, when our lease ends in 9 months, we are buying, or if I'm going through and I'm doing my calls and I'm talking to my database and I'm asking them forward questions and I hear something, if I hear that, oh, well, we just had a kid, or we just got engaged, or we just got married, and now we're just getting divorced, I want to listen to those things because those are usually key indicators that they're going to be doing something in real estate this year. So I would take somebody from my database and put them in the C category and then follow up with them about once a month to just see how things are going, to see if, hey, is there a need for real estate based upon our prior conversations? I don't need to like explicitly ask that, but those are some of the indicators that I would look for, and then roll them to a B, and then roll them to an A, and then get them into an active deal.
So 2 things.
Yeah.
You said 4 questions: family, occupation, recreation, dreams.
Yes. Right? Yep.
Okay, and then the next thing you mentioned was keeping information on them, knowing their story, and you were kind of referring to that. And I think that that's really important, to be taking notes while you speak to them.
Yeah.
Put that in the CRM. Put that in the call logs.
Mm-hmm.
If someone says a dog's name, we have a place where we put that.
Yes.
Or a
definitely
cat.
know that. Yeah.
Or a pet. If you say a child's name, or we had Sophie's birthday party last night,
Mm-hmm.
put that down somewhere. And it was her 3rd birthday or whatever. These are things that allow you in 3 weeks, 6 weeks, 9 months, whatever it is,
Yeah.
to get back on the same page very quickly, to where you're speaking to an old friend.
Yes.
And
That's
where
what
the
we wanna
comfort level is to where you can start talking about that $500,000, $1 million, $3 million home purchase.
Yeah.
Not starting from scratch, trying to explain your financial
Yeah.
situation.
It's funny. I was as I was driving over here, I got stuck behind a train for 4.5 days, and I was looking at the truck in front of me, and it was fire restoration thing, but at the bottom it had relationship over revenue, and I was like, everybody needs to do that. It's leading with the relationship. The relationship is what's going to bring you the revenue.
Everyone remembers how you make them feel.
Yes.
You can do the right thing all the time, but if they feel bad while you're doing that thing, they're going to remember that.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're nurturing them. You're setting tasks to remind yourself to follow up.
Yeah. That's
If
my
someone's-
hot nurture watch.
if
Everybody
someone's
else
just
in
in
my
your
database.
sphere,
Yes.
They're just in your database. How often do you contact that person personally?
Personally,
On the phone?
yeah, on the phone, I'm going to talk to them once a quarter.
Okay, so
Yeah.
4 times a year.
Yeah.
Okay. What about emailing people? Where does this fall in now for you?
You know,
How many emails a year can we use on our touches or on our outreach to our database and to our?
I would say as long as you're providing value, I don't know if it's, I don't want to say too many, because I actually do receive a lot of real estate related emails of people, trying to sell me real estate. And I
Yeah.
look at them and they're interesting. I have one of my friends back from
That's nice
the
that
beach.
you get interesting ones. I get boring ones.
Yeah, he emails me interesting content that I actually scroll through. I don't click on everything, but I still scroll through. About once a week, I get something from him.
How much time do you think it takes them to put that interesting content together?
Well, we can talk about leverage
Substantial.
soon enough, but yeah.
But it's substantial effort, even if
Yes.
it's not his time. But if you don't have substantial time to put in something very thoughtful, I think this is another place where Command has made me look really smart,
Yeah.
because Command has the ability to send your client an email every 2 weeks or every month, whatever you choose,
Yeah.
about the neighborhood they selected and multiple neighborhoods across the United States.
Yes.
Just neighborhood data. I'm tired of getting boring emails from realtors.
Yeah.
I'm tired of learning about a part of a city that I don't ever plan to visit, much less buy in.
Mm-hmm. I actually...
and most realtors are doing that and sending that to their clients' database, and they think that that's a meaningful touch.
Yeah.
And really, that is making people meaningfully want to hit unsubscribe.
Yes. I do get emails like that where even if it's just a monthly newsletter, getting the monthly newsletter, but then it's not visually appealing. It's just all text, all justified, to fill the whole page. It's just a long story. Even if there is value, I can't see it. I don't want it. And then there's some where it might seem like value to have your pot roast recipe. I would,
Yeah. The
that's
old
just,
recipe
that's
card.
just not for me. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I get
everyone knows you're a fan of pot roast.
Yeah. I'm working on not being. I got to lose 40 pounds by next week. So,
we'll talk about stretch goals next week.
Yeah.
Later episode.
We'll talk about revisiting our goals. So the bi-weekly neighborhood nurture you're talking about is, and I just love that. I have myself on 5 different ones.
Right. It's
just
a great
to know
dashboard.
what's going on in the market. And I always do it as like we say, kicking tires, just going to walk the dealership and look at the cars. That's what I do with real estate, is like, if I were buying a place in Park City or another place at the beach or anywhere over here, what does it look like? Right. That's where, when you set on those forward conversations, that's where it comes into play, when dreams. Most agents, if they do know how to do forward, they skip that last part of dreams. And just having a conversation with you, you'll know, oh, these are my dreams. Let me set you up on something that helps you
get there,
visualize those dreams and make it real and have fun with it.
Adam's email is the one that has the Park City condos in it.
Yeah.
Right?
And the Alice
that's
Beach
what
condos.
you want. And Alice Beach. There you go. So that's the value, and that's why it's not just another spammy email.
Yeah.
Or patting yourself on the back for a bunch of sales or whatever.
Mm-hmm. And the other thing is like reaching out to your database. Yeah, emails, meaningful emails, valuable emails, calls once a quarter, just touching base. How have you been? How are things? But additionally, you can have events, client appreciation events, something super simple. You can do cards, happy birthday cards, or holiday cards, or even a 4th of July card. Just simple touches like that.
Well, I think you're hitting our next episode. How do you do 36 touches a year? How do you really make that meaningful?
Yes.
Let's save that one for next time.
All
Adam,
right.
Great spending time with you.
Always fun.
Thanks for listening.
Thank you for listening to For the Love of Real Estate, a podcast with Jeffrey and Adam. Research and contribution to this week's episode is provided by Jeffrey Duson Jr. and Adam Stahura. Our engineer chief mixer is Chavis Quick. Keller Williams Realty New Orleans, licensed in Louisiana. Each office is independently owned and operated. Follow us on social media. We're on Facebook and Instagram at For the Love of Real Estate Podcast. Make sure to rate, review, and subscribe. See you next week.